Hey, how are you? I'm Caitlin Roberson, and I'm the founder and also this week's blog author at Word2Soar. And I am wondering if I can hear from you today on the topic of curiosity. This is something that I discuss in the blog here this week. And as I said, I think it's the most important quality that a writer and a marketer has in today's environment and will become the increasingly most critical characteristic moving forward. I finished writing the blog and then realized that I think a lot of the ideas that I shared were actually based on a book I read by Warren Bennis that was written in the 1980s. And he says that curiosity, given years and years and decades of research, is what he's seen is the single most sustaining characteristic about leaders who lead satisfying lives over the course of their entire life. And it strikes me that that's exactly what writers are today. They are leaders. And the reason being that product is no longer important. Price is no longer important. There are companies out there who are killing it with sales, who are doing so not because they have a better product or because they're cheapest, but because they tell the best story. And that's what B2B content marketers play in terms of company role. Your responsibility and your job is to collect the intelligence of a community of experts, and then communicate that in a way that is simple and actionable for buyers at each stage of their buying process. As I have, over the last 2 years, since I started Word2Soar, I have really morphed in the way that I approach this in terms of who I'm trying to partner with and who I want to add to our team. Because I want Word2Soar's team to be a team that has broad expertise and also really deep expertise. And so at some points I've thought, all right, I just need to work with content marketers who have experience specific to the technology industry. And then at other points I've thought, it actually might be not only more cost effective, but more strategic in terms of training people if I partner with recent college grads, because then I can really cultivate their understanding of the B2B world, of technology, so that it's most conducive to what our clients need to say. And the place that I have arrived at least am at today, is this place of seeing pros and cons with both and kind of boiling down the most critical asset that a writer brings to the table being curiosity. And I think that that's going to become increasingly important also as we go forward. Information doubles every 6 months, I think it is, or maybe it's 6 weeks, but regardless, it doubles really fast. And so, being compelling, communicating well, communicating effectively in terms of accelerating revenue today is no longer about being an expert. It's about being curious and being able to research and being able to really embrace a lot of information, simplify it, and then communicate it in a way that someone else can understand. So that's what I talk about in terms of how I approach coaching, training, hiring new content consultants for my team. But I would really be interested also in hearing what you're learning in that area so that I can improve what I'm doing also. So if you could tweet to @Word2Soar, that would be great. Or leave a blog comment in the blog here at the very bottom of the page. Thanks for listening, and I will see you next week.